coming out. Definitely going to help the side of Frame Perfect with this Ezekiel, especially as you are all packed at the moment. However, we are getting a few ults come out from Frame Perfect with the Kaizen and the Genji Blade. Are you going to be able to get a touch with optics? Just having none of it. They are just going to get two with their ult here. Sombra is going to try and get a cheeky little touch here with Lucio also trying to touch, unfortunately. Coming out. Definitely going to help the side of Frame Perfect with this Ezekiel, especially as you are all packed at the moment. However, we are getting a few ults come out from Frame Perfect with the Kaizen and the Genji Blade. Are you going to be able to get a touch with optics? Just having none of it. They are just going to get two with their ult here. Sombra is going to try and get a cheeky little touch here with Lucio also trying to touch. Unfortunately, they both get picked off by Mewing.
Someone who can fight back.
Monkeys are in, making a lot of space, and it's a battle of the counter dives here, really. But the Sojourn ultimate, the overclock from 69. Oh my goodness me! This man here is running rampant. A quadruple on the OC.
I mean, what an OC that was, instantly shutting them down.
And the trio of the Kiriko, the Hanzo, and the Cassidy tail still holding this high ground strong. Astro jumps up, trying to cause a ruckus here. Tail with the Deadeye, hoping to find someone, jumps and finds Grave. That is such a clever Deadeye. Jumping down, and Tail with a fantastic triple kill.
Defensive advantage, but both soldiers are
coming
out.
Both OCs coming out here. The Kitsune though from Evo, trying to keep them alive. Tail, beautiful couple of picks. Mewing pops the Primal as well to take Ego out. Optics will finish off Astro. A clean team fight with those ultimates. They're staggering the Ana as well. Oh, this cannot be good. The Ana has no way of getting out. Relative ease, the Mauga of Astro engaging, but that's beats being matched with each other. Tail will find Ego with the High Noon. Grave will trade optics, and then 69 finishing off Josiah with a flashbang. Mewing with a good rampage though, finding Easton with it, and will help in the cleanup.
just going crazy. Honestly, what a fight there for both teams. But
And it looks like Doner Kebab once again is going to be capping this point. We do see the Pulse Bomb come out, but that does put the Tracer in a very sticky situation. Doner Kebab in this OT. And it looks like we are going to have the Lucio Ajax, unfortunately, with the Kiri ult coming out. This is going to be Doner Kebab taking at map 1 here.
It is, and Mewing engaging with a jump onto the payload. Astro will find first blood here though on Josiah. 6ix9ine with the beautiful rail headshot onto Optic. Tail swapping to the soldier and trading out his counterpart, but will fall soon enough to Astro. And Evo and Fade. Astro though onto the brigades of Josiah will fall. Mewing cleaves the Optics with a blade now, using his Winston's pressure to get some valuable picks here. We'll find 6ix9ine. Great power in the back! Couple of picks. Pulse bomb onto Evo. Mewing will trade out Astro though. Absolute chaos in the middle of the... And at the moment, Frame Perfect kind of cornered here a little bit. The rush comes out of
With the map here, Atlantis Falling World is going to jump back up to his Kiri, to his Lucio. And is going to walk back in here onto that backline, onto this Ana and this Wu Yang, but Chi finds 2 on the side of Gore. As Chi is also going to take out Atlantis. Cryo Guts take out the Ana and the Mei. But there's no touch, as RM is going to go into this third point with 5 minutes on the...
there was a lot of back and truth trading there, but fortunately for Astra, they were able to get these picks. Maybe that cast ban is
oh
definitely
my
helping them
god,
out.
Brave is going absolute bananas in the backline. Finds Mewing as well. Unreal bit of Tracer gameplay as...
A little bit, but I think I'm going to be able to get out. But what happened really well there was Graves done a really good job at contesting that. And again, gets killed by his own pulse bomb.
Oh, the pulse onto the...
in the chat.
the pulse was on the shield and Grave unfortunately blinked or recalled to it. And
Coming out. Definitely going to help the side of Frame Perfect with this Ezekiel, especially as you are all packed at the moment. However, we are getting a few ults come out from Frame Perfect with the Kitsune and the Genji Blade. Are you going to be able to get a touch with Optics? Just having none of it. They are just going to get 2 with their ult here. Sombra is going to try and get a cheeky little touch here with Lucio also trying to touch. Unfortunately, they both get picked off by Mewing. And hello, Kaizen, and welcome back to week 2 of the podcast. I am joined by someone who has demanded to be back. A lot of people were saying, bring him back. So I am back with the GOAT, Playback. Hello, Playback.
hello, Finny. It's pretty damn exciting to be here. Yeah, unreal that I'm back. So hello everybody. I'm glad to be bringing you this podcast with Finny yet again. So thank you guys for having me immensely. You have no idea how much this means. And
I mean,
low key, Finny,
low-key?
low key, I wanted to come back as well. I was hoping like I would love to be in more of these. Like please. So
See, oh, it's already started.
yeah, we aren't even in a minute yet. Okay, Finny, on the count of 3 then. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Greetings.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so obviously we're back again, and hopefully with more to talk about as well, just purely because, I mean, the first week playback, it was kind of just like starting off, getting just a general idea, like what teams are going to bring, whether it's a 3-0, whether it's a close match. But in the second week, we've got a whole another week now to talk about compared to the previous week, right?
Yeah, Finny. I mean, it's still fairly fresh this current season. It's still just
Yeah.
week 2,
You
but
can't count anyone out just yet. Yeah, yeah.
no, definitely not. I mean, even a team that's lost 2 games could easily just come back to make playoffs and go a long way, But uh, given that 2 weeks have passed now and we're on the third week, we definitely have a better idea of which teams are thriving and which teams may need a little bit of work. So that's
Which
something to look.
it's the
That's
kind of the joy, really, isn't it, of these type of leagues where you have your preseason and you have your playoffs, obviously, because you
Mhm.
could be really struggle in the start of the season, and maybe by week 3 or 4 you can really just bounce back, and you can still make playoffs by doing that.
No, definitely. I would know given what happened to me last season.
Yeah, O'Neal Bastion, right? Um, if I'm not mistaken, it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a rocky start, let's say the least.
yeah, it was kind of crazy. We had lost 2 games and we needed to win our next one to go through. And fortunately, because my captain was the GOAT and signed like 4 top-tier players, that's that sure as hell helped. My GOAT Aegis, my GOAT.
Your girl. We are interviewing Aegis today, by the way, so it's gonna be very nice to get a few words from him, right?
Oh
But
my
I,
God.
oh yeah,
Literally my goat, literally my captain again. We are so ready for that. So ready to talk to him.
We're gonna take a W again this season with Aegis as your captain. Let's go.
Oh my God, I would love that. I would love
So
that.
obviously we've got to go into this now, right? And we're gonna change it a bit this week. Playback. We're gonna start from tier 5 this time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So just to jump right into it, we had the matchup of Tier 4 Demons versus Cabba Mad Dogs and Five Big Booms versus Fluff and Fairy, right? Tier 4
Mm-hmm.
Demons showing to be really strong yet again, coming in with another 3-0. I mean, that's definitely a team to look out for, don't you think, Playback? I mean, consecutive 3-0s now.
Yeah, and it's looking like nobody can stop them. They're the only unbeaten team. Fluff and Fury did win their they did win their recent game, but we are going to talk about how that actually happened. But T4
Yeah.
Demons, T4 Demons looking very, very unstoppable right now, beating 2 teams in pretty normal fashion. That's kind of yeah, they're running away with
Well,
the league at the moment.
they are, which is definitely a contrast to their last season. Last season, I mean, they had the likes of like Bliss Excelsiors and Lyco's Gone, which Lyco's Gone in the last season are doing the same thing that he did. Lyco's
Hmm.
Gone went undefeated throughout the whole season, never lost a map until the finals,
Yeah.
which ended in a 4-3 as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if Tier 4 Demons are going to follow that same pattern. And there's some teams that we've not seen anything out of yet, despite there being 2 weeks. But we are going to dig into that just about now. I mean, we have got Minx here from Five Big Boom. She is the manager and also the player as well. Hello, Minx. Are we here?
Hello, yes.
So obviously, as I mentioned earlier, like you are the manager and the player. Can you just give us a little insight to like what you do as a player?
Yeah, so I'm one of the supports for Five Big Booms. There's only 2 of us, so we have all the playtime for support. So if you watch a Five Big Booms game there, I will be there on support. But yeah, I'm mainly I do like the Kiriko, the Juno, the Brig kind of thing. So yeah, a little bit of everything.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, your other support is are they just purely a Lucio player?
He was
Uh,
until he met us, but we have expanded his hero pool into
just a little bit.
Ana, Wu Yang, a bit of Bap as well, but he's very much
Ooh, a bit of
a
that.
Lucio player at heart.
Yeah,
Yep.
we love to see a Lucio play. I mean, we see it almost every game, don't we? Playback. Every time I've casted, I've always seen a Lucio, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
equally, he gets banned an equal amount of times too,
yeah,
because
Yeah.
so
The target ban goes crazy.
it really does. I think Playback has got another question for you.
yeah. Hi Ming. So
Hello.
with your roster right now, like, are you mostly happy with it? Are there changes you're looking to make to it? How's the coaching situation? And like, what's the atmosphere like within the team?
Yeah, I mean, so our org is maybe a little bit unconventional compared to others.
Hmm.
So we've been a team, Five Big Booms. We've been a team since 2020. So we are
Oh
very
wow.
long-standing, very long-running.
Hmm.
And most of the players that are on it, we have obviously been very close friends for that long, and we've not really added too many additions to it. Obviously, we want to play and have fun. We want to be the best we can, but we also want people that are just going to vibe with us, are just going to share our jokes and our mental kind of thing. So honestly, we're really quite happy with the team that we've got. We've got kind of a solid 5-man roster, and then we have our flex sub who kind of chips in whenever he wants to be available. He's a very busy guy, but yeah, we're really happy with our roster. We we don't actually have a coach. We've never had a coach. We
Okay.
just kind of exist our own thing. But yeah, the
Yeah.
roster is really solid. And yeah, we're just honestly just really good friends that just happen to play really well because we've played for so long together.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, being longtime friends and playing the game together just means you guys have the synergy, the understanding as well, and
Exactly, yeah.
yeah, you have the reassurance that you guys will stick through the thick and the thin, right? Even when things get rough, like.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah, like these guys are like family at this point, you know. Like we've had to have ringers before that was like, I've never seen a team so coordinated with like nothing being said because our comms
yeah.
like we don't com because we have just played, especially like during COVID times, kind of 2020 2021.
Oh, so it's been a
We
long time.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going on
Yeah.
6 7 years now. So we've
Sorry.
oh, I've just realized.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But yeah, especially back then, we were kind of playing every single day together, up to kind of 8 hours a day. So it
Yeah.
really is just the synergy that we've built that I think makes us so different to any other team at our level.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope that will continue for even more years to come.
Thank you.
Um, Finny, what do you have a question next up?
So I do. So I'm curious about something, Minx, right?
Hmm.
So as such an established team, like Five Big Booms, you know, you've played together for a long time, right?
Yep.
Me and Playback were talking, and we obviously mentioned that we've never seen this team in any league that we've played ever forfeit a game. Please enlighten us. Why did we forfeit last game? Please tell us
Uh,
why.
I know it was like I wish it was some like big intense story, but it was genuinely the most tragic thing I think I've ever happened to our team. We
Oh
basically
no.
it was
Oh.
horrible. Like we were in we I'd set up the lobby. I'd asked the team we were against. I was like, would you like me to set up a lobby or do you want to set it up? I was like, they were like, yeah, you can set it up. I was like, perfect, cool. Had it all set up, and then all of a sudden I just get disconnected. And then
Oh.
I look over across the
Okay.
room because my captain and we live in the same house. So I see he's also been disconnected. So I'm like, right, okay, I'll go reset the Wi-Fi. I log back in, I'm disconnected again. I get disconnected 4 or 5
Oh no.
times. And so I get a
Wow.
notification from my broadband provider who have just said, there's an outage in your city. Your
Oh
internet won't be
no.
back up for another 3 days.
Oh no, 3 days?
Yeah, so literally, because we are obviously just a 5-man team with one sub, we had our hit scan player and one of our support players just couldn't play. 5 minutes before the game was supposed to start, our internet was just completely gone. So that is the only forfeit we have ever had in our 6 years.
Oh, in your
And
six
That's
years.
it was so
wow.
frustrating because there was nothing we could do about it. It was completely out of our control.
That's so unfortunate, especially as you said, like the short time period before the match as well. As you said, like 5 minutes before it, lobby set up and
Yeah,
everything.
absolutely.
Definitely, the world definitely picks its timings, doesn't it?
Exactly. Like
Uh,
if it was like a few hours before, I wouldn't have felt too bad because at least I could have given the enemy team like notice, like I'm really sorry, like we're gonna have to cancel. Five
yeah.
minutes before the game, and I'd literally set
Mm.
up the lobby, and I was like, "Oh yeah, sorry, our internet has suddenly cut out." Like it sounded like the biggest lie ever.
It sounds like you're just trying to cop out, doesn't it? But I mean,
Exactly.
but obviously, as you mentioned, this is the first time in like 6 years
Yeah.
that you guys have ever done this. So it makes sense that, maybe one time this might happen. Just one of them strange, unusual things that just happen out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly.
But as for the last question, Playback is going to set it off.
hmm
Yeah. So Minx, with the you still have, despite the forfeit, you still have 3 more weeks to play. So like, what is the plan going forward into those 3 weeks? You still have 3 games to despite the
hmm
loss, turn it around and hopefully secure a playoff spot. So what's the plan moving forward?
I think honestly, like there's not too much different that we're gonna really do. Like we obviously work well as a team. I think we've been focusing on like some like slightly different comps. We were kind of previously known as like a ball one trick team,
Hmm.
but we've like been practicing our different comps. We've been practicing like some jetpack cat, like our brigana and stuff like that. So I think honestly we're just gonna use the time to just practice, get our scrims in. We've got our CGL games as well, and we're not gonna let the kind of 2 weeks delay that we've had compared to everyone else affect us. We're just gonna
Hmm.
treat it as if it's still week one kind of thing, and yeah, just go from there.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we wish you the best of luck moving forward in these next few weeks.
Thank
And
you.
do we have any final questions for her, Finny?
No, that's everything. I just think we should get a 5 big booms for Minx in the chat, to be honest.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, jokes aside, thank you so much for coming and give us a bit of insight of like what happened with the team, what's going to happen moving forward, and we
Yeah,
hope to see you in
absolutely.
the playoff spot as well, bringing the boom as you always do.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
It's okay. Thank you so much,
Thank
Minx.
you.
Have a lovely, lovely night.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. So, I mean, it was really nice that just to get an insight, isn't it, into like sometimes like when we see a forfeit, we just never really get an insight into anything, do we? Playback.
Yeah,
Um,
it's good to hear from, especially from the team that had to forfeit. Just so that
mhm.
there's especially for the team that they forfeited against, just to clear the air a bit, right? Like
Yeah, yeah.
it wasn't done because they wanted to just back out because they were scared or trying to waste their time. It was a very simple, unfortunate situation, not in their control, and it's good to have that cleared up and to show the league, to show everybody that their intention isn't to pull off things like this. They want to play and compete just like every other team in the tier and the league.
And just as we say that, playback, we have got another greetings.
Oh,
Second one of the day, right?
yeah, yeah. There
So
we go.
I'll start off from three. So 3, 2, 1.
Greetings.
Greetings.
Um,
It's a better start than we had last time. We had like 4 last time.
oh God.
But thank you, mate, for bringing the boom as you do. So, playback, you are going to talk about this tier 4 now, right?
Yeah, tier 4. Well, it's getting interesting here, I will
It
say.
is. I know this one. Okay, okay, go on. I'm excited.
Yes. So first up we have Whiteout, the Arctic Whiteout versus SCR Need Bastion. My old team that's gone T4. They convincingly beat Whiteout 3-0, which doesn't surprise me. Need Bastion have such a strong lineup in them, and they always do because SCR teams in general are always very competent, very competitive, and it's really no surprise here. I think they'll be one of the top teams for sure
They
in this
will.
tier.
Yeah, I agree.
And next up Kaba. We have Kaba Kaiden versus your org, your Impactation Giga Impact, and that ended 3-1 in you guys' favor. So yet again, another 3-1 victory from you guys. Although
I mean,
the very interesting thing is that both games were 3-1s. So even though you guys win, it seems that Giga Impact is always dropping the one map for
they're just
somehow,
fumbling
some way.
every one map, aren't they? Like, honestly, like, I don't know how many times this has happened to them. Like, Impact is generationally a second place team, right? Every Impact team has came second, right? This pattern
Right.
needs to stop here, please, because we need to be 3-0ing, please, guys, because we have
Yeah.
such a good roster as well. You know, you've got the likes of Resurrect, you've got Sloth, you've got Nathan. I'm gonna say Cos, but he's just a cosmetic at this point. You have Chase,
Cosmetic.
cosmetic. And they have me, which is like the team twink cheerleader thing, whatever they want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
but we just keep getting these 3-1s. We 3-1 Ali Shatter, 3-1 Kaiden, sorry. So I'm just hoping in the next week. I mean, we don't have a next week. It was against Ali Shield, wasn't it? Which
Yeah.
is at least a 3-0 playback. At least a
That is the
3-0.
one 3-0. I mean, hey, it's maybe this season around, it's not the second place pattern anymore. It's the 3-1 pattern, and maybe that's a very good thing.
Maybe. Yeah, and maybe in the finals it'll be 4-1, right?
Yep, that's something along those lines. Hopefully, hopefully, Giga
Hopefully.
Impact can look towards getting a chip for themselves. Next up, we have well, Huntrix versus Ali Shield, which is a disbanded team, so it was basically a bye-week forfeit win in favor of Huntrix. I mean, shocks nobody really.
Yeah.
Uh, but the last game, and the very interesting game, um,
Definitely.
Ali Shatter versus Odyssey Dionysus, and that Finny, by the way, in the predictions, more people predicted Dionysus to win. However, this has been an upset,
It
3-1 win
has.
to Ali
It
Shatter.
it very much was. I mean, even coming from me as well, like I underestimated Ali Shatter coming into this game. I'll hold my hands up high and say that. Um, just purely because Odyssey Dionysus, or however you say it, it it's one of them teams that has been already like certified as a good team. I mean, coming off the first week, they had a 3-0 comfortably against Arctic Whiteout. So I
Mhm.
was expecting either like a 3-2 to them or just a really close game in general. And then watching the game play back, because I watched this game from start to finish, because obviously we know Coulson also had it streamed.
That's
Um,
right.
yeah, he had it streamed as well. Shout out Coulson.
Shout out
And
Carlson.
it was honestly a really close game, and I know there was a bit in between where it was kind of just a lot of waiting between the maps, right?
Yeah, that is where things get very interesting. So what's happened is
Mm.
that after the first map, Dionysus rule booked Ali Shatter that they have a player that's ineligible, and
Ooh.
yeah, and then it went back and forth because one of our players didn't know that you needed wins this season, and that's like a bit of a miscommunication going on there. But nothing too bad happened. Like there was no malice in it per se, and like we did take map one, but then map two, what happened was that Ali Shatter rule booked Dionysus.
Oh, oh no.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think there was another reason for it as well, but also it was also that Dionysus in map two or map three, I believe, they forgot to unban Lucio, which was one of the banned heroes from the previous map, and
Oh.
it was just a back and forth rule booking each other, which was also very surprising considering that some people on Ali Shatter know people in Dionysus and vice versa, and I know that some of them are definitely friends. And it was very surprising to me as a result that all this rule booking was happening. This 10, 20 minutes of
It
waiting
was a
in
long
between.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think people on Ali Shatter from on my team were really upset because it was a lot of waiting time, and
Hmm.
it felt like it would kill our momentum, especially after the really good start that we had. So basically, because of the rule booking, in later maps we could not play the lineups that we wanted to, uh, and that way we also unfortunately lost a map. Not because of the lineup change necessarily. I think that map we just had a fumble towards the very end, but it's nice to take the win regardless. I mean, Finny, I did tell Colson on stream because I was interviewed mid map.
Oh,
Um,
really? Yeah. Oh, you was,
yeah,
wasn't you? Yeah, you was.
yeah, and Colson just asked me a bit about like the weight and what's going on and how are you feeling being 2-1 up, and then he asked me like what would be a message that you would want to give to everyone in the audience, and I said, uh, coming in to Blizzard World, I said no rule book can stop us.
No rule book can stop us. Put it in like clips. Put it in quote channel. No rule book can stop us. Wise words from Ali Shatter, though, right?
Yeah, yep, and they look. My team lived up to my words. Okay, they won Blizzard World 2-1. It was a very nice hold on point B, and then we capped it on attack. Just wonderful. My team delivered when it mattered. It's what
I
I'm
mean,
really happy about.
stuff like roboting can do one or two things. It can ruin your team momentum, or it can just channel you guys to really push more. And
Mm-hmm.
from the looks of Ali Shatter, it looked like it just channeled you guys more, and you were just so locked in. Coming in the next maps, I could feel it when I was just watching it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really good to see Ali Shatter do that after last week as well, because you still played well last week against Impact. It was just kind of an unfortunate situation, but coming into this week, you had something to prove, and I just feel like you guys definitely proved it.
Yeah, no, I mean definitely, and I even got messaged by somebody on the enemy team that the one map I played, we unfortunately did lose it, but it was on Watchpoint, and I was messaged that I can't lie, you diffed my Ash player.
No.
So to be honest, their Ash though really picked it up later on. Like their Ash was not bad by any means, and they played amazing on defense. Just played it so well, and was definitely a key part of the reason they secured Watchpoint Gibraltar. But I just happened to win more of the 1v1s, and I think that was noticed by a lot of people. So it's a good confidence boost for me as well. Coming into a tier that I'm still quite new to.
You're quite fresh into, aren't you, as well?
Yeah, yeah. So
Um,
So yeah, that that was amazing, Penny. That was unreal. That just meant a lot. But with that being said, we do have an interview coming up. It is Shadowy from
just just
Huntrix.
just before we
Oh,
get into the interview, we do also have the NA side of the tier four as well.
oh,
If
true.
you, we do.
Yeah, there's the NA. Yeah, there's two brackets. Okay, I had that mixed
It,
around.
it's only
Okay,
no. To be fair, it's only because we normally had a spreadsheet to go off, didn't we? That had them all
yeah.
there.
No, yeah, I was like, I thought I was seeing everything. No, yeah, okay. Yeah, yep. My apologies, gang. My apologies. I've had 4 hours of sleep.
No, playback. You're still the go. You're still the go. Honestly.
Oh my god. All right, guys. So we're gonna talk about the NA side first, and then we're gonna interview Shadowy, who I'm sure is waiting very, very patiently for us.
Very patient.
So
Thank you, Shadow.
so on the side of so the first game we're going to talk about is Odyssey Ganymede versus Misfits, and that ended in a convincing 3-0 win to to Ganymede,
Hmm.
an Odyssey team just making its mark, and it's also very it's good for them having a win in their having a win on them after a very close loss to Elemental Shade last time, 3-2.
Yeah, I mean, Elemental Shade is showing to be a very strong team. They had a lot of hype coming into this season.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know whether they won a different league before this or done very well. All I know is that a lot of people were saying they're ones to watch. So to go 3-2 with this team is definitely something to be proud of, right? And then
Yeah.
coming into this week, you come out with a 3-0 against Misfits, which I think Misfits really need some love at the moment. Both weeks have been a 3-0. It's going to be interesting to see if they can bounce back in the coming weeks.
Yeah, it really will be. They're leaving a lot to be desired at the moment, and I hope that they can bounce back next week. Their game should be against Ruler's Authority, which is another team that's having a very good time. So they had a game this week against Elemental Shade, and they won that 3-2 after a very, very, very close encounter. So Elemental
Yeah.
Shade, unfortunately, ending up on the wrong side of things this week around, but still very close game. It was super entertaining as well.
Which also just shows you that Rulers Authority is definitely looking to show some authority, really. As in the first week, they took the win against Godslayer Gore 3-0, very comfortable to them. And then
Hmm.
this week, taking on a really strong and a very like fundamentalist team and taking the win as a very close game, again, showing that they can do this and they're going to be really hard to beat.
Yeah, most definitely. And next up, we have CTL Astra, the one of the teams that we've casted the week before,
Yeah.
versus Gore, and that ended in a very convincing 3-0 win to CTL Astra. To no one's surprise, probably. Gore is
Hmm.
also a team like Misfits right now that is having a very rough phase. Both games being 3-0'd.
See a bit of insight to Gore at the moment. They have officially disbanded as well.
Oh.
Whether yeah, whether it was the case of, we just don't feel like right now it's a time for us to be working on this league, whether it's because it can be sometimes really disheartening to get 3-0 2 weeks in a
Mm-hmm.
row. I completely get that. I've been there, done that, signed the papers at that point.
Yeah.
So, so I can feel that, and for some people, maybe right now it just might not be the time for them. There's always next season. There's always other things you can do to improve. So I feel like it's gonna be another bye week then for the rest of the teams moving forward.
Yeah. Another bye week, presumably 3-0 forfeits, so it is what it
Hmm.
is. But we do wish them the best of luck regardless.
We do always.
Yeah. The last game that we're gonna talk about, another very interesting and close match. This was between Odyssey Aries and Timeless Esports Frame Perfect. Frame Perfect being another team that we have casted in week
It
one,
is
and unfortunately for them, so
again.
we did see them lose 2-3 against CTL Astra, and yet again they've lost 2-3 to Aries, which is also another strong side, but.
Yeah,
If you're frame perfect, Finney, you've got to feel like, oh, we're so close, we're so
every
nearly there.
time. Yeah, every time you're so close. Just that one map difference. Always just unlucky for frame perfect. But then, um, again, like I just think that team can do so well. It's always just like one map fumble, if you know what I mean, that ends
Hmm.
up going in the direction of the other team. So frame perfect is still definitely a team to look out for. They've gone against two really strong teams consecutively and really shown a really close fight each time.
No, definitely. And I think like if once as they keep working on themselves and adapt, I think they're going to be one of the teams to watch out for because taking two very strong teams, both teams that 3-0'd the games that weren't played against them,
Hmm.
like knowing that Ares and CTL Astra are probably like front runners right now, it's something that Frame Perfect can definitely. It shows you that they can definitely compete with the teams up there. I think we have a lot to see yet from Frame Perfect. I don't think they're going to be down and out that easily, despite losing two games.
I completely agree. Like as you, I disagree with everything you just said. Then I mean, despite losing both your first week and the second week, it still doesn't mean that you had nothing to show because you still took two maps of really good teams. Something
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited for next week. We have the Odyssey off between Ares and Ganymede. I'm
Mm-hmm.
really excited to see that. I mean, because both their games are shown to be very close in this coming week. Um, so it's going to be interesting to see how they do next week. And just to show us our who's the better Odyssey team, to put it lightly, really.
Yeah,
uh,
definitely. Because Ares obviously very strong start for them, but I think it'll be super entertaining. I think both these teams will run it really, really close.
mhm.
I'm expecting a map 5 thriller from this.
So am I, honestly. Like a map 5 thriller, and hopefully a good a bit of banter between both teams. I mean, from the same org, maybe we might see a bit of BM enabled, a bit of
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, a bit of teabagging, dancing, all
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
all that good stuff. Um, right. With that being said, Finny, we will at last get Shadowy on with us from Huntrix after the ad break. All right, guys, we are edging you a little bit here, so we do apologize, but we will take this one ad break, and I promise Shadowy will be joining you guys. So do not go anywhere. We will be right there.
Go.
All right, Kaizen, we are back and we have another greetings in the mix. So, this time we have it's more exciting for y'all because we are gonna have 5 of us do it. We
Five of
finally
us.
have Shadowy joining in on the interview, but he's also gonna join
Yap
in
of
on
the
the greetings.
century.
Uh-huh. So everybody, on the count of 3, 2, 1.
Greetings.
Cos hates us.
Oh my god, that is
Cos actually just hates us. It's fine.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
fine.
No, that's a whole
Professional
family
hater.
of greetings at this point. But with that out of the way, I would like to welcome Shadowy to the interview. Hello, Shadowy. Are you
Thank
here?
you.
And how are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, we've had a pretty good 2 weeks so far, aka a forfeit and a 3-0 that could be maybe called BM. I don't know. Torb hammers, are they BM? Who knows? But yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
That's perfect. I will have to ask you about that for my first
Oh
question
no.
because that was something being discussed in match discussions. Talk us through that game in general. So like Torb hammers and then whatever else was going on. Like, and how was that game in general? What was the thought process going into it, through it, and then after it? And how are you guys feeling?
I mean, the first 2 maps we had a very specific kind of composition and everything set up ready, and then
Mhm.
the third map we kind of just wanted to have a little bit of fun but keep it a bit more kind of professional at the same time. So
Mhm.
we didn't change up too much. We just pulled out the Torb. That's all we really changed around. But we had people on their actual roles. I just may have brought out the hammer a couple too many times. But
No,
it was a fun match still, and they took it lightly. So that's what I'm happy about.
no, that is fair enough. And just to follow up on it, like, what did you think of Whiteout? What do you think were their strengths, and how was it that you guys were able to 3-0 them in the first place?
I mean, I hate to correct you, but it wasn't Whiteout. It was Kabakaiden.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I was looking at the wrong game. Apologies. Okay, my 4 hours of
Mr.
sleep is
Host
taken
doesn't
in.
know our own match. All my days.
No, oh my god, I have.
Oh.
Yep. Oh my god. All right. No, same question though. Against Kabakaiden. So like, what were their strengths and like, how did you exploit them? Their weaknesses and.
I mean, they had a pretty good brawl composition, but when they swapped over to the Malga, but in the dive, it was we were just very superior. I think we practiced it a lot, and it kind of showed during that game. Plus, I think they didn't have as many of their starters as they wanted to have, and a lot of their new people that they've signed before the game were like uneligible to play or something. So I think they might have been a little bit stronger if they had those people. But yeah, their brawl was pretty good. I was quite impressed by it.
Okay, that's lovely to hear. Vinny, do we have another question for Shadowy here?
We do. So, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Your Huntrix has NA and EU players, right?
Yes.
So, how do you guys deal with that? I mean, considering that you guys are an EU team managed by NA players, correct? With the
We have 2 NA players, and then Flix is our other captain who's EU.
Oh, I see, I see. So how do you guys handle that when it comes to like ping? Because obviously you are an EU team, so you are dominantly only on EU ping.
Yeah.
How do they handle that coming into this? Do they use Q a lot together, so they can get a bit more used to this EU ping, especially in like tier 4 where ping can be something that can be a hindrance to you?
I mean, I think with these kind of multi-region leagues where everybody's in the same group, especially I think last season where it was like EU and NA together, they've kind of gotten used to it, especially Ghost Knight. They've gotten used to playing on EU ping where when they're on NA servers, especially Ghost because he's on a CGL team that I'm coaching. So he's had to get used to it kind of roughly, but Yeah, it's.
I
I
mean,
think it works out pretty well for them. Still, they still play as well as they could on NA, so I'm still very proud of them.
see, with Ghost Town, he was on my tier 2 team. 2 teams ago
Ooh.
of Kaizen, Blitz Vanguards.
Mm.
Back when we were tier 2 bums together.
Now he's
He wa-
GM.
and now he's GM, and
He's making it
and
up
I'm
in the
Diamond.
world.
So we can tell he was the better player out of me and him, right? I'm Diamond, he's GM. So, but yeah, so I imagine Ghost Town was going to be very comfortable. I think he was always a good player when it came to his fundamentals in general. So it's really good that he's continuing the EU streak. I mean, we got the win.
Fair
So
enough.
maybe that could be the same path for Huntrix. We never know. But Playback, have we got another question for Shadowy here?
Yeah, so with the Huntrix is just such a crazy team. Everybody knows that, and you guys are showing it yet again this season. And like, how is the roster situation looking? Because if I'm not mistaken, a lot of your players are still very much the same from when you guys competed in IOWL last season as a
Yeah.
T3 team. So how's that looking in terms of playing with the same mostly the same group of players? Have you made any additions? And is there any plans moving forward for the roster and for your team in general?
Well, I think with even if we just stuck with the same people from the IL win, we would have still been fine. Everybody had kind of gotten used to each other's play styles, and we were all very synergized. But then we added people that we either knew from other teams or we played with before. So a couple of people from my CGL team moved over, and then we picked up Vienna on main support and SD, who's a hybrid DPS, and they've gotten just worked into the team really, really well, and it feels basically the same, honestly.
No, that's absolutely wonderful. For a little bit of context, Vienna actually left Ali Shatter to join Huntrix.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Oh.
and it's
Uh-oh.
evident why, right? Like you guys are delivering the
Bro,
results,
we got
and
we got the redacted glaze as well in match discussions. He put us in S tier. We got to live up to that now.
no, you definitely do, and I'm sure with the addition of Vienna, that's looking more and more likely for you guys.
Hopefully.
Finny, do we have one last question for Shadowy here then?
We do. So moving forward, obviously, Huntrix has started off really strong. As you said, you had the FF win and then the 3-0 as well. So you're 2-0 right now currently. Are we looking to continue the streak, and what are we doing to continue that? And how are we going to keep this dominance going?
I mean, I hope we can continue it. Our availability for scrims to practice for this week's match have been a little bit rough. They're in a scrim at the minute while I'm here, so I'm hoping they're doing well. But I think we're preparing well. We've got probably our hardest opponent in the EU bracket in Need Bastion. So I think that one. Well, I think Need Bastion and Giga Impact are probably our two
Two,
toughest
yeah.
opponents. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we should be okay. We just have to keep practicing a little bit together, and we should be fine. I think.
Yeah, 100%. But I think, Playback, that's all the questions we have for Shadowy, if I'm not mistaken.
Now that really is all the questions that we have for Shadowy. Shadowy, thank you for joining us in this interview. It's great to have a bit of an insight on the Huntrix and just to clear the air a bit on the game against Kabakaiden. And and
Not the
we
whiteout. Not the whiteout.
not the whiteout. You might there might be BM in the whiteout game. That just depends on you guys and them.
Who knows? Who knows?
You never know.
We might see the return of the Torp Hammer.
Oh
Turn on
god,
BMs
if that
right
game
now.
gets streamed, I am whipping out the Torb Hammer in map 3. I will whip it out for you two. And
Nah,
I will get a hammer kill. Mark my words, I will get a hammer kill.
Nah, actually get me and Finny on it already. Like we are so ready.
We're
Hell
so
yeah.
ready to cast it.
Oh, what week even is it, that game?
So
Week 6.
Week 6. Oh, a
Yeah.
bit further
all we're in
down.
week 6. Mm-hmm.
Week 6, get him on the stream. Map 3, I will get a hammer kill. Mark my words.
I will be
Strong
holding you.
words.
I will be holding you to that. Map 3, Shadowy
Mhm.
gets a hammer kill. Okay.
Yep. If I
Okay.
don't, then I don't know. Make a punishment, I guess.
He's banned from Kaizen. That's the
Okay,
punishment.
okay. That's a little bit crazy. That's a little bit crazy.
But thank you very much once again, Shadowy. It was a
Thank you
pleasure
for
to have
having
you
me.
here, and best of luck to you and Huntrix.
Thank you. Best of luck to you too as well.
Okay, so I mean, what a nice interview that was with a Shadowy right playback. Like, just getting an insight into Huntrix seems like such a fun team overall. It's definitely nice just to see why they do what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. And having played against Huntrix so many times and seeing the powerful caliber of players that they have, including Shadowy, is just it's amazing to see them thrive. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just, and even though it's not to anybody's surprise, it's the fact that they're so dominant and so entertaining to watch, but at the same time, they have a pretty nice group of people as well. And that's just as important as having good players on a team. It's that, they vibe with each other. They've been playing together for a while as well. The fact that they've kept a lot of the lineup. They have a team in T3 as well, which is largely a lot of what Huntrix was last season.
Right, in IWL, yeah.
Yeah,
We
so
we
it's
seen the finals of Cool Crusaders versus Huntrix, right?
yeah. Oh, that one. I mean, it does bring back memories, but that team
Oh,
that team was amazing. Huntrix. I thought we were good, but Huntrix really showed up in the finals. They were just the better team.
and that happens. But playback, I'm gonna talk a bit about Tier 3 mix, right? I'm gonna start
Yes.
with but just before I get into it, I have heard we have yet another greetings. As I
Oh
think this is
my
our
god.
fourth one, the
No,
stream.
I'm becoming an angry gorilla at this rate. Like this is a different form of evolution. Human to genetically engineered gorilla.
And all he says is just greetings. That's it. It's just greetings, but every time he gets more angry.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try to make it sound angrier then, Finny. I'm ready when you are.
Okay. I'll do the countdown. I'll do the countdown. So, 3, 2, 1.
Greetings.
Greeting.
It's an angry playback right there.
No, I cannot sound angry, brother. It's so hard for me to sound angry even when I am. It's kind of.
So let's kick it off then with a tier 3 and A tier, right? So coming into this first one, we have Rookie Mistake Knight versus Sweb. Sweb coming in, taking this 3-0. Then we had Ice Empress Savvy Kittens taking a 3-0 against Odyssey Hayes. So with Savvy Kittens in particular, we didn't get to see them in the first week because they did have a bye week, not due to disbanding teams, just numbers just not adding up to be able to do more than the two rounds in this bit.
Mhm.
But Savvy Kittens generally have got a lot of hype just in general about how good of a team they are together. And coming into this first week and taking 3-0, taking a 3-0 win definitely shows why they've got this hype currently. So it's going to be interesting to see if next week they're against Sweb, which did take the 3-0 against Knights. If they can continue this streak of just dominance that Savvy Kittens does have. I mean, they have a few good names that I have seen from last season. I think they have Fafita, who was just dominating last season of Kaizen. So they also have them again this week,
Mhm.
this season of Kaizen. So it's going to be interesting. Do you know anything about Savvy Kittens, or have you heard anything?
Nothing other than the fact that Redacted, if I'm not mistaken, put them in S tier, and
Mm-hmm.
probably for a reason, Finny, because like
Definitely.
the fact that they 3-0'd first, their first week playing, I mean, and the fact that they're gonna play against the top seed right now, which is Sweb, taking 3-0s against Space Jam and Nice Charge. Well, this is gonna be a match. Like I think this is gonna
Definitely.
be a game that tells us that gives us a better idea of the strength of both these teams. So it's definitely gonna be one of the games to watch next week.
I completely agree. Honestly, like I said, I've known Savvy Kittens for a bit and I know they've got some strength behind them, but there's another team that I'm just about to talk about as well, who are also showing a lot of dominance as well, which is Party Crashers Bachelor Party. They went against your org Lilacs, and unfortunately they did take the 3-0. How are we feeling about that? Considering obviously this is your org Lilacs, the Mystic
Hmm.
org, is there anything your team is doing just to try and stop that coming in again for the next week?
Well, can provide a bit of an insight into it because I did
Hmm.
ask my team how they were feeling after the game, and I think it was definitely. I think most of the team felt, unfortunately, a little bit helpless because a bachelor party is it's such a that they were apparently a really strong team to come up against, and they also just played comps that Lilacs were not used to playing against. Um,
Right.
if I'm not mistaken, it was a lot of ball that they were running, but it was something that Lilacs just were totally unprepared against, and they felt that they kind of just got bamboozled by um, Party Crashers. But it's also not. It's just something that the guys are taking on the chin and just preparing for next week, really, because next week they do play Hermes, which has also gotten swept by Bachelor Party. So that will be a hopefully a closer and a more entertaining game. Well, I hope it's not close and we win 3-0, but
Yeah.
as in it'll definitely be a game that will hopefully play into
Lilac's favor this week.
yeah,
Yeah.
hopefully, but I'm sure Hermes will have a lot to offer as well. Um, Given that they are winless right now, which I'm sure you're about to get to.
Yeah. So coming into this as well, we had Hermes versus Rookie Mistake, Queen's Gambit, Queen's Bluff, sorry.
Queen's
Um,
Bluff, yeah.
Queen's bluff, and they're not bluffing when it comes to this because they did come out with a 3-1 win after last week taking the 3-0 win against Wasting Time, which is definitely interesting because I know this team as well, and I know this team is also very strong. It's another one of these teams that you're definitely gonna have to watch out for, and we are gonna get a word off as well from the manager of this team as well, playback, so we can kind of get an idea later on when we get to this interview about how that happens. So I'm not going to talk too much into it because I'll let Rook do all the talk, get to it. And then moving on, we have Timeless Wasting Time versus Upward Alt Account, taking them to a 3-0 for Wasting Time. I mean, it's definitely interesting because obviously Lilacs faced wasting unreported alt accounts last week, and it was a very close 3-2.
Hmm.
One of the maps going to a 5-4 on a watch point, and then coming into this one, getting 3-0'd. I don't know if it was an FF or they generally just got 3-0'd. Um, which is definitely going to be interesting moving forward because unreported alt accounts definitely had a lot more of like a hype to them about how well they done. I mean, especially after a 5 map series against Lilacs. So, what are we thinking for unreported alt accounts going forward? Then is it definitely going to be maybe a struggle for them, or hopefully they can bring it back?
Well, it's quite it's quite difficult to say, Finny, because not knowing what exactly the result of that game was, how the 3-0 happened, because we totally expected unreported alt accounts to make it. Well, I do have information, Finny, that it was indeed a forfeit
Okay,
win
yeah,
for
okay.
wasting time. So that makes a lot more sense because I would think that the game would be a lot closer otherwise because a 3-0, especially after the super entertaining game against Lilacs last week, yeah, it would have been. It's unfortunate for them. We don't quite know why the forfeit happened, but it's something they'll just have to take on the chin. They still have a win in their belt right now, UAA, so would love to see them not have to forfeit future games and hopefully come up strong.
Yeah, I completely agree. Honestly, like if it's a forfeit, it's not to count out unreported alt accounts just yet. But we do have Rook here. Can we hear Rook at the moment? Let's have a look. Let's have a listen. Hello, Rook. Are we here? How is he unmuted? Yo, you wonder why this is going to be a 3-hour podcast. Come on.
Oh,
Um,
unfortunate.
why is it not working?
Oh no.
Okay. Can y'all hear me
Rook,
now?
we can hear you. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. How are you doing, Fanny?
I'm doing so good. Obviously, I've known you in this Kaizen server for a long while now. So it's it's good to see you anyway. Coming into my first question, so as an org owner, you've got quite a few teams in here, right? I'm pretty sure you have a tier 5 team, a tier 4 team, 2 tier 3 teams, and if I'm not a tier 2 team, right?
I do have a tier 2 team.
And a tier 2 team. Okay,
Of
so
course he
that's
does,
what.
Vinny.
Of course, because why not? One in every tier. Okay, so I remember last season, right? We were in tier 1. Now we're in tier 3, Rook. How is that difference? How is it change?
Oh,
How's it going?
I don't even play in the tier 3.
Oh, okay, okay,
No,
okay.
no, no, no. I'm on the tier 2 team.
Right, and so with Queen's Bluff showing really strong performances so far with both wins from both weeks, are we feeling confident in your team right now?
I'm feeling very confident in Queen's Bluff right now. I look, the philosophy behind the team is I have one team I'm aiming to beat, and if we could beat them, we're good.
Can I
Ooh,
ask what
what's
that team is? Can I
yeah.
be
Savvy's Kittens.
spicy? Savvy. See, I
Savvy's
Oh,
told
Kittens.
you, playback. I told you.
the S tier team, the team to
Look,
beat.
you gotta swing for the top. You gotta swing for the top.
You absolutely do.
And unfortunately, I don't think you're going to meet them till playoffs, right? Because you're in separate brackets as well. I think a team in this one you definitely need to look out for is Bachelor Party, Party Crasher, Bachelorette Party, right? I
Yes.
mean, both
Shout out
weeks they've took.
Manatee.
Yeah, Manatee. Yes, 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 yeah. Bachelor Party, I remember competed last season and didn't do too well, but this season they've come in swinging hard and getting a lot of good wins this season.
Yeah, I've been watching the progress. I haven't watched any VOD codes or anything, but I've been keeping up with scores. They seem to be doing pretty good. Shout out Singularity. I know that's my personal goat. When I was a fresh little bum, he let me beat him in a Lucio 1v1. So shout out Singularity for real.
Oh, I completely agree. But Playback definitely has another question for you, Rook.
Yeah, well, hello, Rook. Lovely to have you in here.
Yes.
Um,
Hello, playback.
with the with the 2 wins, going 2 for 2 right now. How are we feeling about future weeks? Because your next game is against unreported alt accounts, isn't it? So,
Yes.
what do you know much about that team? Is there a way you're preparing to fight them? How are we feeling? What's the mood like going 2 for 2 and heading into future weeks?
Okay, so the unreported alt account game. Let's just say I want y'all to stream that one. We have a BM agreement. That's obviously one
Ooh,
of my
ooh, a
friends.
BM
That's
agreement.
that's redacted in them. You know, I love those guys. And in fact, our support lines are like best friends. So
Oh,
that one's gonna be a real fun one. A real fun one.
Oh
definitely have
my
to look
god.
at availability, don't we?
Yeah, yeah, look, we're gonna try and pull some strings for that. Okay, we are
Yeah, that one's gonna be a real fun one to watch too. I'm
Maybe you,
going to clear my schedule to be there.
maybe you might get the Finny playback cast duo. You never know.
Oh man, that
Mm,
would be goaded.
That would
yeah.
definitely be goated. I've got another question for you, Rook. Okay, so with you having 2 teams in this tier, right? You have Queen's Bluff, and if I'm not mistaken, do we also? Oh wait, am I going crazy?
No, Knight's
No,
Charge.
Night Charge.
Knight's Charge.
Night
Yeah, yeah,
Charge
yeah.
is in there.
Obviously, so Knight's Charge are not having the greatest run, right, to say at the moment. Do we have anything planned for them as well to try and get them a bit more like Queen Bluff at the moment?
After we stabilize the team, I think it should be fine. Coming into the season, we lost the tank on that team because it was just Tane, our main support on Queen's Bluff, helping out over there by tanking.
Obviously, with him being the same tier, obviously you can't.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
I
then
see.
and then Pancake was on the team. They just left like basically right after that game. Sins the hit scan ranked out. If I could just
Ooh.
stabilize the team, I could get it going just as good as Queen's Bluff.
So there's a bit of a team issue at the moment. So guys, if you need a team, you know who to go to. Maybe
If you
help them
need
out just
tier
a
3
little
work,
bit,
come hit me up, man.
please, please.
LFPT3.
LFP tier 3 NA mix, please.
Please.
What am I gonna do? Come on. Okay, and I think Playpet's got a final question for you.
Yeah, I do. So, Rook, with both your teams now, well, obviously with Nice Charge, you are looking for players and trying to stabilize your team. But what about Queen's Bluff? So, having won your 2 games, are you happy with your current roster? Are there any changes you're looking to make? Anything to implement? And do you guys have coaches for the team as well? How's the team atmosphere in general for Queen's Bluff?
Team atmosphere is pretty great. They love to joke around a lot. Like y'all will see next week the absolute monstrosity of a comp we have cooked up for Flashpoint.
Oh,
Um,
Oh,
as far as roster changes, the only thing I'm looking for is maybe bring on another flex DPS just for days where Josh or Vic can't make it.
Mm.
Support line's great. I'm fine with the 1 tank because my tank is the greatest tank in tier 3 NA. I'm telling you right now. Shout out Verby. I got a
shout
top
out.
3 hit scan. Shout out Vic. Shout out Natsu. Formal's a beast. Kyle's awesome. Tane, Fireflame. Like the team in general, if I had to add to it, it's just gonna be a flex DPS just for days where I don't have my, main 2.
Yeah. Which you find a lot of teams end up doing that. But again, Rook, as we say to everyone here, thank you so much. I mean, I appreciate the input, especially from an org owner who has so many teams in Kaizen. It definitely gives an insight into how you work and how you root for the teams. It's really nice to see. So we definitely appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Let's spread the propaganda early. I'm gonna vote my goat Finny for staff member of the year. Just saying.
I mean, start it early.
Whoa.
It started nice and early
Let's
for me, Rook.
go.
I love that idea.
Nah, my goat as well. My goat as well. He has my vote already. You've already spread the propaganda to me, so it's working.
And Rook, as your request, someone has just redeemed a greetings. I know you said you had a monster Winston impression in you.
I was lying. I was lying.
Well, you reap what you sow, King, because you're gonna do it with us, right?
All right, let's do it.
Right. So on the way we do it here is on the count of 3. Okay. So I'll start us off on 3, and then we all say greetings together, right?
All right.
So 3, 2, 1.
Greetings.
Greetings. Do you know what? That was quite good, actually. I'll give
Yeah.
you that one.
Okay. The one who redeems the greetings all the time in the chat does have the skill to back it up himself.
Exactly. Exactly. he can dish and take it apparently. So thank
Well,
you so
fair
much
play.
again. Thank you
All right,
so
y'all have a
much.
wonderful day.
And you. Thank you,
You
Rook. Have a
too.
nice
Bye.
one. I mean, we're pulling everyone into these greetings, aren't we? Playing back just to avoid us doing it ourselves.
No, we really are. This is a whole family doing greetings each and every time, which is nice, because doing the greetings by ourselves can sometimes feel a bit like, we're meant to do this, but sure.
Yeah.
But when other people join in on the fun, then you feel a sense of community. You're like, okay, okay, we've got people in it with us together. Like this is nice, you know. This makes the experience a lot better.
It does. It definitely does. But that being said, we're going to talk about now another tier three mixed tier. Now we're going to talk about the EU side of it now. Which
Mhm.
coming into this, I have a bit of insight to, but I'm going to leave that one till last.
Okay.
Because we there's the things to say, okay? So coming into this, we had Tekla versus Bliss Gladiators. Bliss Gladiators coming out with a comfortable 3-0 as well. Then we had a bit of a controversial game, didn't we? We had Doner Kebab versus Happy Honeymoon Sergio Boys, right? Taking Doner Kebab to a 3-2 and Doner Kebab taking the win there. Then we had Five Little Booms take on Team Hippo. Unfortunately, not taking the win for Five Little Booms, and Team Hippo continuing their streak of a lovely 3-0 and taking the win again. Then we have Impactation, Kingdom of Ubi Arabia versus Cool Crusaders. And the Kingdom has fallen, and we have lost 3-1 to Cool Crusaders.
My old
So,
team.
your old team absolutely destroying us in a 3-1. So about that game, ultimately, I think we just tried too hard on a certain comp,
Mhm.
um, which I think unfortunately, because the map we won, I think we lost the first two. Then we switched it up and thought, you know what, let's just stick to what we know, which is Brawl. We're a very good Brawl team.
Mhm.
We took that map, and then unfortunately, I just think it was a bit too late. I think mentals were ruined, and
Mm.
unfortunately, I just think Cool Crusaders just played the better game. The team together is just generally a really strong team. The hit scan, I think it was Missouri, is it? Was just showing so much dominance. And ultimately, you know, the kingdom has fallen, but that does not mean it's going to be broken forever. Hopefully next week, we come back taking on Team Hippo, but we need to talk about something. Okay, so we've seen Kaba. There's two teams in this tier in particular, right?
Yeah.
Playback, and both teams are showing a lot of dominance, right? Just a
Yeah.
lot of strength. Both teams have won both their weeks so far. I mean, we should talk about a little bit maybe, or should we wait for our interview? Because I do have the Doner Kebab manager here with us to talk about this game that happened this week. Do we wait and let them have some input on it, or do we spill it now?
We can definitely wait for their input. It will be very interesting because I'll be able to offer perspective on it, having casted their Donna Kebab's game last week.
Correct. You were there, wasn't you?
Yeah, and it was Finny. It was quite the long ride. It was
Right.
not. Same thing, just waiting and waiting, just like the Ali Shatter Dionysus game where I was just sat there waiting for things to get underway. This was the same, but from the side of a caster. I was just like, I just want to cast this damn game. Please start, guys. What is going on? I'm just helplessly looking at everything being sorted out, not being sorted out, and that's definitely something we'll get into with our interviewee. But speaking of Koya here, Finny, the
Mm-hmm.
fact that Cool Crusaders, I I'll be very honest. I expected the result to be the other way around, seeing how
Right. Yeah.
dominant
Yeah.
Koya was, especially against Saja Boys, who this time around took Doner Kebab to map 5. But Cool Crusaders, well, for one, I think our Kirio on Cool Crusaders went absolutely crazy on the hit scan.
Oh my God! It is Akira. Yeah. Sorry, look at me misremembering. Yeah, because it was Akira and Dynasty, right?
Yeah,
The interesting thing was Akira, whatever that
our
Akira, isn't it?
Kirio.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had a really good Freya. Their Freya was just completely dominating, and I think we hadn't seen a lot of Freya coming into it.
Mhm.
In general, not really played. We've played with a Freya a few times, just experimenting. But we
Yeah.
were focused on this whole thing of like Not to reveal everything, but maybe just trying to try different comps and just kind of get a bit more of like a we can do everything type thing.
Yeah.
And I think unfortunately we got too locked into that and never settled on a comp where we would absolutely win on. And then when we did, we ended up taking them out. But I think at that point, Cool Crusaders had so much momentum and so much synergy as we were losing our mentors. They ended up just taking that 3-1 against us. But we are definitely looking forward to play them again. And hopefully, coming into this next week, we're definitely going to reel it back a little bit and maybe focus on what we're really going to work and maybe focus on changing a bit quicker instead of just sticking to something.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, let's not leave Asuna waiting so long, as we do have them here. Can we hear Asuna, or are they in the call? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome,
Hello.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So your game last week was against Saja Boys, right? And it was a bit of back and two between the teams, but I feel like both teams were being very respectful, correct? Um,
You can let's say yes. Let's just say yes.
let's just say yeah for the people, right? All I know is that I remember you handled it. You offered replaying the map. Can you just give us an insight to what actually happened in that first map and why that got overturned?
Well, that is kind of my mistake as well, but
Oh right, okay,
LJD
okay.
well, LJD was playing and I did not notice that he didn't have the wins because I remembered what I did ask him if he had them like a few weeks ago and I remembered that he should have had them. But apparently not.
Mm.
So like that's my mistake in not
Mhm.
checking again, but like I do also want to give the full trust to my players and expect them to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Expect them to do what you asked for it, right?
Yeah.
Um, and I do believe after the decision to overturn it for that first map, we went into the second map then, and then it was rulebooked against Saja Boys because they had a ringer that wasn't eligible, correct?
Yes.
But then later on, that map was then replayed again
Yeah. It was.
um, to make it more fair, in that opinion. And I believe it went to Doner Kebab the same way, correct? So the score didn't change from 3-2 to Doner Kebab.
No, it didn't. But it was like, in my opinion, yeah, it was the right call to replay it, and that's why I offered it like to start begin things with. So it should have been replayed then after I said
That
we can
time,
replay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. After you
Like
offered it, I think emotions were high at the moment, and I think because it was being casted, it was just generally just let's get it over with, which is unfortunate, and it caused you guys to take time out of your day to replay this one map. Luckily for Doner Kebab, the outcome didn't change. Was that map relatively close still?
no.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Nope, wasn't close at all. Just took it convincingly.
No.
Just took us 10 minutes of our day to achieve it.
Let's just say that let's just say that we got the same result that we did in the first control. Like the first control was 100-0
Oh,
two
no
times.
way.
But
Oh,
then
wow.
the replay happened in control as well. The first map was 100-0, and then the second one was like 100-50, I think. So
Right.
Crazy. Yeah, because I do remember that both maps, if I'm not mistaken, the first control map was just 100-0. That's total shutout, which was crazy. Like you guys played amazing on control there.
yeah, like I can say it did kind of slow us down losing LJD because well, he's our only flex DPS in our roster actually. But we handled it pretty well in my opinion, and Blissey stepped up on the DPS as well, and everything went
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
would like and I would like to ask you about that as well, if that's okay. Just in general, how on earth, despite all the delays and the the 20-30 minute delays of like this team rule books them, this other team gets rule booked, all of this going on, how on earth did you manage to bring Blizz in to play the Vendetta as well, who also played an amazing flex DPS, by the way? How on earth did you manage that, and how on earth did you as the captain managed to stay. I was talking to Finney about this, and I was like, I really respect how cool and collected, because I was in the casters chat, obviously. Like, I was in the match ticket because I was
Yeah.
casting the game, right? And I was
Yeah.
seeing how you handled the situation, and even though your first map got overturned, the fact that you stayed so calm throughout all of it, you were like,
Yeah.
"Yep, that's my mistake. I can move on." The second map that got overturned in your favor, you still offered to replay it as well. Um, Even though there was a miscommunication going on. How did you manage throughout all of this to stay so calm and secure the win and play such a dominant hit scan? Like, dude, you were the MVP as well. Like, you were our MVP. How did you manage all of that despite the severity of the situation?
I'm, I don't know how to really explain it, but I've been playing Overwatch tournaments and been creating teams since Overwatch was released. So I
Yeah.
have been doing this a long time, and we have worked
Hmm.
so hard for Kava as well. So I think like it's just a thing that has come over time, and I
Mhm.
know that we have like four lead admins that handle everything pretty much, even though we have like a lot of members. It's a lot of work, but we have just agreed that we want to keep Kaba as a good org that everybody will know for being always handling things like they're supposed to. So
No,
it's
definitely.
like I don't know, it's just something. It's not easy, I can tell you that, because I'm not actually a very nice person when it comes to tilting.
Oh.
But like, yeah, it was my mistake, so I don't see any point in getting angry over it.
Yeah, that's fair, and it's a really good reaction to it. Again, like I said, me and Playback were talking about it, just like your general calmness when it came to, as you said, you've done this for many years now, so there's generally something to learn from every experience, isn't there? But which leads me to our last question for you, right, Asuna. So, Donna Kebab is showing to be very, very strong at the moment and showing consistent strongness as well. Moving forward now, we're looking later stage of Kaizen. You face your sister team or your brother team, whatever you want to call it, which is Team Hippo, right? Both teams are also showing very dominant. How are we feeling coming into that match in week 7, the final match of this pre-playoffs matches? How are we feeling going into that?
I'm definitely waiting for it to happen, because like last week, Blaco said that we have been screaming like back and forth and playing at each other, and well, I don't know if you can see it in our comps, but they play a comp that counters our comp.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yeah.
Oh.
so it's definitely like from the beginning we have been building our teams to play against each other.
So it's essentially right. We're looking to be the better Cabba team. Is there any other teams you're really looking out for right now that's really gonna might hinder something coming into that final matchup, or are we just set on that final matchup?
Or well, as of now, I'm not really worried about anything, but we're definitely not gonna like just undercut anybody. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna go into each match expecting them to actually put up a fight, and hope like that's what we hope for, because we don't want the matches to be too easy. Like,
Mhm.
well, I would say that we are kind of scared to like see uh, cool Crusaders because they're in the top with us. So that's one team that we are
One of the team.
Yeah.
kind of
Definitely as a
thinking.
team, as I played them last week, definitely a team to look out for, as they are a dominant team and they know what they can play and they play it really well. So I definitely would definitely look out for them. Playback, have you got any more questions, or are we heading to another ad break?
Well, I do have one final question actually, and Asuna, this is more related to one of your players, LJD in particular. So, the first
Yeah,
map when obviously he was ineligible, but also another reason he was being rule booked, although it's not the reason he wasn't removed, of course, but it was the fact that he sent a message that Sadio Boys just did not take in a good way at all.
yeah,
Uh, and that was also something that had really upset them because it was unsolicited BM. Having said that, is how's the situation with LJD now? Like, is that something you've is that something you've talked to him about and explained? Has he explained the situation? And what are you gonna do with him moving forward?
Yeah, it's definitely a thing that I've already talked with him and we have handled it accordingly. Like we don't like we have a policy in Kappa as well that we don't accept any form of toxicity. So, but LCD was really chill about it and he did apologize and explain it and like what to my understanding he actually had kind of an emergency, so he was had his own emotions as well. So I don't know.
Just kind of in a rush, really. It just kind of came out in the
Yeah,
moment,
like
which just happened, doesn't it?
yeah, things happen and like it doesn't justify it, but like it is what it is. Like it's a thing that we handle, and he promised to not do it again. And I trust
Yeah.
my players, like I said.
No, absolutely. And despite losing him, the fact that you guys still carried on with the match and managed to win, it says a lot about you guys in terms of your character and your resilience. So, congratulations on the win in the end.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you so much for coming as well. We appreciate your time and we appreciate the insight into that crazy series that we did see. And thank you so much again. And please have a lovely, lovely day and night.
Yeah, I will go play my scrim now.
Yes, yes. You got to get your scrim books, as someone said last week.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, we are just going to go to just another break as well. So please stay tuned as we are going to head into Tier 3 console and Tier 2 after this break. Cue.
Right, welcome back, Kaizen. We are nearly through all the tiers. As you guys may know from first week, we try to bring you information about each and every tier so that you guys have a better idea of what's going on. And now, with 4 tiers out of the way, we are getting to T3 console. And starting us off will be Odyssey Nemesis versus Shadowhunters, which actually ended in a 3-1 win for Nemesis, which is quite surprising, Finny, considering that Bloon Impact did lose 3-1 to Shadowhunters, and now they've been dismantled by a Nemesis team that did lose very narrowly to Bubble Guppies last time around.
They did, yeah. With Blue Impact losing to them last week, they definitely looked to be a strong team that had something to show. Coming into this week, unfortunately, did lost, but Blue Impact is facing them in this upcoming week now. So
Ooh.
we had to Blue Impact almost imploded basically, and me, uh, and basically, me, Cause, and Bagel had to step in a little bit, and unfortunately, leave Silent Assassins, which we're very sad about, and just help out our Orcs team out, just until we can get them standing again. So you never know what's
Yeah,
gonna happen.
no,
But playback, we have another greetings.
dear
Uh,
God.
how angry can we do this one? Coming into the sixth one. Can we make it 7? Please no. So on the count of 3, playback, right? 3,
Mhm.
2, 1.
Greetings.
Greeting. And that is for our 6th one of the stream. But as you were saying, playback, carry on, my goat.
Well, with the additions to Bloon Impact now, just to keep them afloat, like you said, Finny, it seems that Silent Assassins have unfortunately fallen victim to that, having a bunch of
Unfortunately, yeah.
experienced T3 players just suddenly join Bloon Impact out of nowhere. 3-1 win for you guys. Like, talk us through that a bit. Like, how did that feel?
The 3-1 win for which team again? Was it
Uh,
Assassins
Bl-
or?
Bloon Impact.
Well, with Impact, so obviously we lost that first week. Sorry, we won the first week, then lost the second week, and then coming into this week, we have a complete new roster now. We still have the remaining players, just gonna alternate a few more of us in just to help them. As we one of the like main DPS line did unfortunately leave for Shadowhunters.
Okay, yeah.
Which I think definitely took a knock on a bit of mental, especially for like the management team as well. So we've come in and hopefully bring a new light to Bleeding Impact and hopefully take Nemesis to a win this week. That's what we're hoping for, playback. Whether
No,
we do
definitely.
that, because
No,
you are
100%.
also bringing 3 EU players into an NA tier.
Definitely, yeah. That's quite a toll to take because you have to play NA ping if I'm not mistaken then
Yeah,
because both teams are.
exactly.
Yeah, because
Because
both
we
teams.
are an NA team to say. So we essentially just forcing ourselves into this NA thing, which is fine. We'll work on it. But
Yeah.
as you said, let's carry on. Let's go.
Yeah. Next up we have Odyssey Kratos versus Odyssey Heracles, which well, the Odyssey show off ending 3-0 to Heracles, but I believe this was a forfeit win, wasn't it, Finny?
I think it was because I'm pretty sure Kratos disbanded. No, no, no.
They
This
have.
wasn't. This wasn't. This was actually a 3-0. Kratos just disbanded after this match.
After the match. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So wow. So Heracles on the back of the previous game, which obviously they ran down to map 5 against Ruby Revs. Um very strong win for them then. It is unfortunate that Kratos disbanded, But it's good for them to get a 3-0 win, and that at least they got to play the game, you know, in a normal fashion, and it'll be a confidence boost for them.
See, we got a bit of insider information from why this happened.
Okay.
You know, we got the inside scoop
All
from one of
right.
the players. So it was essentially, I think they just put themselves in too many leagues. And unfortunately, I think after losing 3-0, it could have been a sense of like, you know what, like this might not work out very well for us, so we may as well focus on the other leagues. The other leagues might be working a bit better for us. I don't know the logistics of it. All I know is that was kind of the reasoning for it.
Which makes a lot of sense, yeah. Because Finny, the thing is with Kratos, I know that they are in Annihilation as well, because that's a league I cast in. So I'm sure they're focusing on that because I'm pretty sure they're still very much in. I think they've only dropped one match all season, and that's knocked them into the lower
Oh,
bracket. And they are facing some team in Annihilation this week, I believe. So uh, it makes perfect sense when you put it that way that they would want to focus on that because their chances there are very, very good against some very, very good teams as well. So perhaps their
exactly.
heart was just not in Kaizen as much as they would have hoped that it was.
Yeah, and that happens sometimes when you invest in too many things, you end up having to like, because some days your team are really strong at, you have to try and think of like, which league do we want to have these strong people at, and which league do we want to maybe not necessarily have on best lineup? Because let's be real, you're not going to have your best lineup every single day. That's not going to happen.
Definitely.
There's going to be one day or two, if you're lucky, where you have all your players that you want to play. So it could definitely make sense to why they have chose to disband here.
Yeah, 100%. But we do wish Kratos the best in Annihilation and any other leagues they compete in the future, for sure, because lovely bunch of people on that team, having known a few of them as well from my time in T2 and T3. The last game, however, Finny, we are going to be talking about
Oh,
Ruby
okay.
Revenant versus Bubble Guppies. And 3-1 win for Ruby Revenants, but I will say this time I finally got to play some games.
Oh, we got to see playback. Amazing. We love to see it. On
Yeah,
what role did we get to see you on? Was it support?
it was support, and Bubble Guppies actually nominated me as the MVP for that game. So,
Oh my God, playback
so
got his MVP.
oh
It's
my,
for Kiri, right? Or am I
for
going crazy?
Kiriko, yeah, for
Yeah,
Kiriko, you'd be
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Honestly, shout out Bubble Guppies first of all. Thank you for the MVP shout. And secondly, this game was actually really, really interesting. I thought most of the maps were pretty close. Um,
Mhm.
we played Nepal first up and we won that, but it was still a close 2-0. Like they had like 90% on the board or something, and we just about secured it. And then I believe we lost. No, we won the next map, and then we lost Midtown. So Midtown, funnily enough, here's what's happened. So
What happened on
against
Midtown? Go on, go on.
so on Heracles, so the game against Heracles, uh we got full held well to like 51%, and then we performed a fuller hold to win. We just had that in reverse this time around. So basically, Bubble Guppies were about to cap first, but I think we stopped them at around 98%, something like that. Uh,
Oh.
and then we just got completely full held. Um, Bubble Guppies coming in really strong. They had a pocketed soldier. They had a good Junkrat player as well, and I believe it was a Domina. Yeah, it was a Domina we were playing into as well, and it was just crazy. We just couldn't break through that choke at all. It was like it was a whole Great Wall of China in between us and the objective. I don't think we could even get a taste of the objective in any sense or form. Amazing hold from them, and despite being 2 maps down as well, to pull that off in a difficult situation was just something you can really respect. fuller holds, just like they're never easy to perform, are they?
They're never at all. No, so the thing I remember from Bubble Guppies, I remember one of the players in particular was Dear Daniel, something like that, and I
Mm-hmm.
just remember them being very dominant on that on any character they played. And generally just a really strong team in general. So Ruby Revenants are definitely showing to be very dominant and undefeated at the moment, might I add. Just a question for you then.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously you guys went against an NA team. How was the ping? Like how do you prefer playing on ping? Did you get to play on the NA maps?
Yeah, so I actually did play on NA ping for map one because it was Bubble Guppies going first. They had ping advantage, so it's where I played. And for me, to be honest, it's not that big of a deal. I've played NA games here and there. 110 ping
Mm-hmm.
is nothing for me, especially when I come from the UAE, and that's where like when I play games from the UAE, when I played for Need Bastion, I played on 140 ping,
Oh,
24/7, just to play EU games, and it's just something I've been used to since the days of Overwatch 1, because Middle East servers didn't exist like all the way back then. They were added at a later point in time. Um, and I've even played on NA servers in knockout games with like 230 ping, and somehow pulled it off playing the hit scan. Like, I cannot explain how that's worked out. Like, so for me personally, like 110 ping really is nothing. I think most of us were like, we didn't really have an issue with the ping. I thought, like, for the most part, we felt pretty good about what we were playing and how we were playing. So all in all, I think everybody felt really, really good after the game, regardless. So and we only lost one of the maps on NA ping. So overall, just felt great in general.
like a good game, really, doesn't it? Which is great. We were meant to have an interview, if I'm not mistaken, but it appears that the person hasn't shown up.
Yeah, the person for interview was none other than the GOAT, my captain Aegis. But he's not here, and I'm definitely saddened. I am so saddened.
You definitely gotta have a word with him right after this, being like, "Why didn't you show up? We were
Yeah,
waiting."
look, Finny, he was very mad at me after the first week podcast. He was like, how dare you not glaze me? And I was like, my king, I got you for next time. And the fact that he's not here, it's just like, brother, I.
So what you're trying to say is that we should just shit talk him now at this point because
It's too tempting. It's far
it's
too
too
tempting.
tempting. Unfortunately, you might get dropped if you do that. So maybe not.
Uh, nah, I
Which
mean, I'm on very good terms with Aegis, and having played with him for so long, because obviously playing with Need Bastion at first, he was one of the first people I met on the scene. Um, just a person I have immense respect for. He just knew how to captain the team, just ran it really well. Um, Obviously having been a player on it too, even when it needed, even when there were maps that it was like, okay, it's just better to play me and Twix over him, he did it anyway. He wasn't. It was very selfless when it came to his management, and I think like
yeah,
I just have a lot of respect for the way he ran things.
man, yeah, and just how he spread out. He spread out game time and stuff like that. He had faith in his team, doesn't he? But I think that means that we're gonna have to just go over to tier two then, aren't we? Let's break down tier two. It's gonna be a bit of a complicated tier, right, playback, but I'm sure you're gonna be able to describe it the best you can.
Yeah. So with tier two, the biggest change is that we had Easy Crew disband, right, from group A. And what's happened is that back then Group A had 6 teams and Group B had 7 teams. And I promise I'm not trying to make the joke here, but but with Easy Crew with Easy Crew disbanding from the 6-man team, that what's happened now is that we have had with the permission of this team, Fool's Gambit has been moved to Group A to even the two tiers. Not the two tiers, but the two groups. So both groups have 6 teams now. It's just
Right.
so it's all evenly matched and everything, and that basically means that every team will have one extra game for the week, just because the game against Fool's Gambit is going to be played at some point. It's because it's obviously like a week. They're obviously a week behind.
Right.
And we actually play them this week more likely than not. Mystic Dead Roses, one of my teams. We likely play them this week as well, because we were the ones that took a forfeit win against Easy Crew, but it's no longer going to be forfeit wins for anyone. It's a game is going to be played for everybody against Fool's Gambit.
Yeah, which leaves a bit of a gap in this week's games, if I'm not mistaken. Looking at the challenge score right now, which I'm sure you're going to dive into, that there's a few games that still need to be played. So let's talk about the games that have been played.
Yeah, definitely. So for week 2, we have Group A is very, very entertaining, and then Group B, a lot less so perhaps. But let's begin with Group A. So Loot Goblins versus Silly Society. 3-2 win for Silly Society. Very, very entertaining. Very, very close. I'm sure. It's great to see that in Tier 2, isn't it? Like, just any 2-3s, they always just have you on the edge of your seat, and you're thinking,
They
damn,
do.
amazing, so close. Like, what can I expect from these teams in the future weeks, right?
Exactly. Because again, like when you see a game that's so close, when you look back and see the scores from the previous week, then you think about the next games coming up, about which team is also going to be close. There's so many theories you bring up. You just never know till the game happens. Like, there were a lot of sets this week, which is just generally the fun of Overwatch League. It's just you can think you know something, and then you go into the week, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm just wrong then.
No, definitely. With that being said, the next game in Group A was played between Odyssey Thanatos and my team, Mystic Dead Roses. And oh boy, this was
Oh,
I was there as the manager. I was there. I was so damn excited for my team. I just like I was hyping everyone up. Like we had our whoever was playing for the map playing, and then the rest of us would just we joined the other VC, and everyone was talking about how passionate I was. But I was just like, because I was just like, yes, good play. I was like, no, what are you doing? Why have you done
no.
that? So all of that in the mix, it was so hype funny. It was genuinely like was genuinely so fun to sit in and see the guys just pull off a fantastic win. So we actually won first map, and I think that was huge because it was a Thanatos pick and first ban on Nepal, and my team took it 2-0. And then we lost the next map, unfortunately, and then we lost Suravasa afterwards, which was actually a reverse sweep. So we were 2-0 up on Suravasa, and then unfortunately, due to just nerves, perhaps, Finny, we just
Right.
the game slipped out of our grasp, and we did get 3-2'd in the end. But then the resilience that my team showed. We played Midtown. Dead Roses played Midtown as well, and it was a fantastic hold from them on defense. I think they lost first point fairly early, but then second point they didn't let them get past much at all, and our May pick really played off, even though we hadn't played much May in the first place. And then map 5 wasn't close at all. It was Rialto, and my team just I was just like, what?
Dominated.
Yeah, I was just like, what the hell, team? What are we
What
doing
the
all of a
hell,
sudden?
for real?
Yeah, but
See,
it was just fantastic.
I mean, as an Orgon, I bet you're sitting proud right now. You know, as you said, any map 5 thriller just generally just makes you feel like it can go either way. I mean, we casted one, we were feeling the exact same way. So especially seeing your own team do that exact thing, I bet it was very nerve-wracking as well. but I bet you had a lot of faith in your team that they were gonna take the win.
Yeah, definitely. I think, to be very honest, I thought this would be a little bit more in Thanatos' favor, being consisting of obviously a very experienced group of coaches and managers, and the fact that it's literally an Odyssey team, right, Finny? You can never count out an Odyssey
Yeah.
team. So my team and my org being relatively new, and with me obviously being a manager and still trying to figure all this manager stuff out, um, I was just like, let's go into it, let's have fun, and I'm genuinely glad we pulled off the win in the end. I was like, this is crazy. I cannot believe we've done it. I'm so glad we've done it. It's a lot of exciting things from Dead Roses to come, hopefully, as they face Silly Society next, which should be another fun game.
Ooh. Yeah, because the Silly Society also went into a 3-2 match as well against the team they faced this week as well. So we had from that bracket we had two really close games. But I believe in the next bracket playback they were a bit different as Kabakaiden, not Kabakaiden, Cabarets. I believe they forfeited, right?
I believe so too, yeah, which was unfortunately a 3-0 win for Wave Riders. Um, which is unfortunate, but they'll probably not mind it too much. They did have a slightly difficult first week where they lost to Chronically Late 3-1. But again, most competitors in general, Finny, don't really want to take a win by forfeit. It just doesn't feel
It doesn't feel
like you've
fun.
earned it.
Yeah, I agree. Like when you do a full match, you just feel like, damn, I wish I could win that. I wish we played it out, and I just by being the better team instead of it being a forfeit. You know what? As again, we spoke about it earlier. Like things like this happen. For whatever reason it happened, it happened.
Yeah, no, definitely. And with that being said, we had RFLR versus Trashbag Billionaires, which ended in a 3-0 win for RFLR, keeping up their dominant streak here. This wasn't a forfeit, if I'm not mistaken, was it, Finny?
No, no, this was a 3-0. RF showing to be just a really dominating team in this tier currently. Just one of them teams that we spoke to last week, um, which I believe was generally just showing what he said last week. Like last week, they said they wanted to continue that dominance and just continue being really, really strong, and they have done that this week.
Yeah, and we're glad to see it as well. RFL are looking like the favorites from their group right now, but it remains to be seen. Maybe we have somebody that can stand up to them because right now they are really running with here. At least in Group B. As for Group A, obviously there are still some games left to be played, and that's why the bracket is looking a bit bland
Yeah.
because one entire week is basically missing for most of the teams. Uh,
Uh,
so with that, with both the groups covered, we do have an interview coming up from Ryu, the captain of Chill Seekers, the team in Group A that won their game in the very first week. Hello there, Ryu. Do we have you here?
Yes, hello.
Hello,
Hello.
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 Um, well, first of all, pleasure to have you on board. My question for Chill Seekers is with obviously with the win in the very first week, and now you have the extra team coming in, which you guys have to play against, whom I believe you're scheduled to play this week, aren't you?
Yes, this weekend on Saturday, I believe it was against Thanatos this time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Your game against Thanatos is yeah, it is meant to be this week as well. So how are you feeling about it? Two league games in a single week. It's going to be a lot to ask of your players, right? So how are
I
you
Okay. I've been asking way more of them. I recently became captain, and I also
Mhm.
recently yeah, dealing with my illness. So I'm putting a lot of myself, but also a lot of trust in my team. I do really believe in them. Like they're doing so well. I'm just kind of there sometimes. I'm just there to remind them, like, it's okay if we lose. It's okay if fights go bad. It's the least of our worries in the end. But like this week, I already had like 4 scrims lined up for them
Oh
until
my
until
god,
Oh,
league matches. But they're doing so well. Like
that's
today, like we face teams higher than our rating, and also mainly PC
wow.
because we ourselves are a mixed team. But you know,
Mhm.
they're actually doing really well, and I really believe in them.
No, that is wonderful to hear, and I hope that having 6 of the 6 remaining days booked is going to be well. It's going to take quite a toll on your team, but hopefully pull through that.
We
Finny, do we
will.
have a question for you?
we do. So, got 2 league games this week. What's your team's preparation? I mean, I know you mentioned scrims. Are we VOD reviewing as well? Is there any coaching going on? Like, what's the deal with Chelsea? Because we've not got to see a lot of them. We only got to see the first week, which was a strong 3-0 for you guys.
That's true. We are having coaching. We are indeed waiting on VAR reviews to happen. It is difficult for us a bit more since our team is mixed. Like we do have
Mhm.
console and PC players, so it's not like we can be like, "Oh, starting lineup. Why don't you play like a few comp matches together? Just see how this comp would go." It's like
Yeah.
immediately throwing it into a scrim. It's a lot harder to get everyone in there to like do the comp. It's really hard to like actually properly prepare for it, which is why I do get a lot of scrims for us. At least try to.
Yeah.
No, scrimming's definitely a good way of counteracting what's it called? Counteracting the
The lack
console
of
and
VOD review
PC. Yeah, and
and the
also the
gap.
lack
Yeah,
of VOD
yeah.
review. Yeah, exactly. Like not being able to queue comp together is unfortunate, but as you said, if you just get the scrims, your team will just naturally build synergy together anyway. But playback, I believe you do have another question.
Yes, sir. So Ryu, with your current team, with all this activity going on, of course, are you happy with the current roster that you have? Are you looking to make any changes to it? How's the coaching
I
situation as well? Are you happy with your coaches? Like, what's the plan moving into future weeks?
Yeah, I'm very happy with my team again. I'm just so proud of them and I'm so happy with them. We do have a few trials, so we might have a few new lineups and more exciting comps coming up for the next weeks.
Okay,
So that
very
would be
nice.
very fun to see for I feel also for us. Yeah, when coaching, I think you would know playback. I mean, I'm happy with the coach
Ah,
we have. You're trialing as coach for us as well.
I am. I
So
am.
yeah, the lore. And yeah, I feel like as of we are now currently, I think we're good. But I think if we just get new additions, we could still get better. And I feel like that is slightly needed because the road ahead looks pretty tough for us. There's a lot of good teams.
It does, and I'm most excited for when you play my team, which is Dead Roses. You play them next week actually.
Oh
That's the
god.
one that that's the one where I'm gonna be like, oh my god, oh my
Which
god,
team do
come.
you vote for at that point?
Yeah, wait, no, I want on the record. What team are will you be voting? Like, what team are you
Oh,
bringing
she's
in?
calling
I want
you
you.
Oh,
out.
I want to
oh,
know. I want to
uh,
know.
yeah. I think I'm gonna have a bit of an identity crisis by then. It'll be very, very difficult, but I will be obviously um, being a lot more involved with Dead Roses. I will be on their side, and I'm actually excited to see how they fare against you guys because you guys have tons of very seasoned players. Mind you, you've recently added Carlson Pickle to your DPS
Oh,
lineup. I'm just like, how are you gonna beat this team? Literally, because and then you have yourself, of course, who has joined recently and taken over the role as captain. Um, you have um, you have Darb, who's been playing T2 for like 10 years now. Um, and just so many like familiar names and winners, previous winners of tournaments in general. It's like you must be feeling quite obviously proud, but also confident that these guys, everyone's been in situations like this before. So we probably know how to handle whatever comes our way.
I feel so. I myself have been playing Overwatch 2 like for tournaments like over a year now. And when it was
Yeah.
still Overwatch 1, I also played competitively before I took a break. But yeah, no, I do have like multiple experiences myself as being captain and of course trying to lead my team. Again, yeah, I do think we have a really strong lineup and yeah, no, I do think there are definitely teams that can beat us out there because we do have our own issues. But yeah, I
Hmm.
know I feel really confident and really proud of them.
No, definitely. And do we have any further questions for you then, Finny?
No, I think Ray really summed up everything we needed to know about um what Chelsea Seekers are gonna bring. Definitely a great manager. Just hoping for the best for the team, and hopefully that I'm assuming you just want them to also just have some fun. You seem like you give off the vibe of like a fun person. So I'm assuming you're bringing the joy, bringing the fun to your team as well. Correct?
I mean, I do aspire to because again, mental to me personally is just the most important thing. I don't
Yeah,
care how
Overwatch
good
is
you
just a
are. If
mental
you're
game, innit?
fun, it's good.
No, definitely. And thank you very much, Rio, for coming up here and talking to us about your team and
Yeah, no
your plans
problem.
and shouting out just how proud you are of
I love my
you.
team.
Yeah, I mean, I love them too. Okay, like chill. These guys on Chill Seekers. I know most of them. They're very dear to me,
Hey,
and no, I wish them all the best coming into future
let's say we're
weeks.
chill
Uh,
seekers, so we're chill like that, you know.
Oh, yep,
Oh,
you got it.
oh,
Ba-dum-tsh.
You so got it.
exactly.
That's exactly how it is. That's exactly how it goes. But thank you for joining us here, Rio.
Yeah,
It's
no,
been an
thank you for
absolute
having
pleasure.
me. No, it was fun. Thank you for having me, and yeah,
Thank you
have a
so
good day and
much.
night, everyone.
Thank you. You too. Thank you very
You
Thank
much.
too.
you.
You
Bye
too.
bye.
So, playback, we're coming to near the end of this round, and we've just got a few things that we didn't do in the first week that we're gonna do today.
Yeah.
Um,
Ho, ho,
so
ho.
I'm gonna dive into these map picks, right? So our
Yes.
wonderful Cosmo has got some information for us that we are going to share with you guys. It's so these map picks are from this week's average maps that they picked out of the options. We had Control first, which the most picked was Samoa from one. As for week two, the most picked map was
Nepal.
Nepal, yes. Which is definitely interesting because I feel like a lot of teams will focus on one map. I know that's what my teams are doing. Focus really well at, and then the
Mm-hmm.
other ones we just kind of wing it. Point it's not a great idea, but ultimately I think if you have your map really good at and you maintain top seed, it will really work in your favor because you will all play the map better.
Yeah.
Do you have any insight into how your teams use to pick maps, or is it just generally just again?
Um, what I can say for Mystic Lilacs and T3NA is they are quite literally Samoa one tricks. There's never a time that they will not pick Samoa, and it's just one of the maps that they just love playing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if their love for Samoa, their love for
Malga itself.
Mauga himself. But they're very good at playing on Samoa, and and it makes sense as well. Like against UAA, they did take Samoa in map one, and uh, I know that's one map they love to play. But in general, it is interesting though, Finny, that Samoa was the most picked first week, and now this week, last week it was the least picked, which is just like okay, now more people have opted for Nepal. Although it's very very close in numbers. It's not like
Yeah, yeah. I think the reason for that really is that the first week it was just down to a coin flip to whoever got first map, and then moving to the next week it was down to the highest seed
Yeah.
out of all the teams. So maybe there was a lot more strategy than it was in the first map because you're also trying to get a feel for the teams as well. You try and get a feel for how your team plays in a league match because a scrim to a league match is very different. There's a lot more pressure on your team, so that could be why we see a bit of a difference in the top spot for the map for control. Because you are essentially just setting your team up for the rest of the thing. Because I feel like a lot of your mental is from the first map.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think th- uh, now people are starting to figure out that maybe Nepal just works better for us. And
Hmm.
both my teams, well, actually, I mean, particularly Dead Roses in T2 and Ruby Revs in T3 console. Well, both of them played Nepal. It wasn't even their map pick, by the way, but both teams still won those maps, and it's just like
Ooh, so maybe Nepal's a map they should think about.
perhaps, yeah. Um, and uh, and it's not a surprise. It's not that much of a surprise now to see that people are opting for Nepal. Maybe the heroes, the comps that people are running, they think, okay, you know what, Nepal's much better for this than the other two options. With control being well, obviously it's the map that you want to win and set your team up, right,
Yeah.
to go up 1-0.
And then moving into the next, we do have Escort. Within the first week, it was an absolute landslide to Gibraltar. However, in the second week, we ended up seeing a lot more Rialto as well, which is definitely interesting. I mean, both maps from both weeks were the only ones that were really selected. With the first week, as I said, going to Gibraltar, second week going to Rialto. So it seems that a lot of teams that like these two picks over the rest, as the other two are Junkertown and Route 66. I agree. I hate Junkertown and I hate Route 66. Um, so I can see why people haven't picked these two maps. I always have like a personal vendetta against Gibraltar personally. And as a hit
Oh,
scan player, I do really like Rialto. So I would also pick Rialto here if it was me. I don't know about yourself, but what would you pick in this situation? Jib, Junkertown, Route 66, or Rialto? Or would you pick Junkertown or Route just because no other team is picking it?
Finny, if it was up to me, I'm actually the complete opposite of you because even though I'm a hit scan player, I personally love myself on Gibraltar, which has been a popular pick throughout. But
It has, yeah.
I would absolutely pick Junkertown. Whichever team picked Junkertown in week 2, you guys are the goats. I get teased by it for by some I get teased for it by some people for liking Junkertown. I'm like, yeah, I love this map.
One of them will be me at some point.
Yeah, and nobody did it in week 1 as well. The one team in week 2. It's just one of those very open. It's a weird map to play on, and I think people, if they want to play a map that's very open with long sight lines, a lot of them just opt for Gibraltar because it's just a map they're more familiar with, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah. Everyone knows Gibraltar. It started from week, from Overwatch 1, didn't it? It's a Winston match. But moving into the next one, we have Flashpoint with an absolute landslide on both weeks to Suravasa. I agree. Again, Suravasa is just, in my opinion, is just the best one. I mean, Atlas is kind of creeping on me just a little bit. I am enjoying, but and New Drink City isn't too bad, especially with the rework it had. But I just think Suravasa has just always been like the generic scrim map you always pick.
Everybody picks Suravasa. I swear there's not a team that doesn't want to play Suravasa. Personally, I do not like playing New Junk City. I hate playing on it. It feels more overwhelming to me to play for some reason compared to the other two maps. But last week,
I just think
Atlas
that.
was the least.
Sorry, go on.
Oh no, you're good. Last week Atlas was the least picked with 3 picks. NJC got picked 5 times, Suravasa 11. This time, however, we have 16 Suravasa picks and 6 Atlas picks. but nobody's picked New Junk City at all. So
I mean, they just realised what's better, really.
yeah.
Like, the teams that tried New Junk City definitely just realised now. Maybe not
Yeah,
next time.
they're seeing my perspective now, finally.
I think just out of the options, it's just generally better to pick either Atlas or Surabasa. I think Surabasa has just been around longer. Atlas will get its moment to shine a bit more because it is actually a decent map.
Yeah,
I think with New Junk City is that I feel like it feels bigger, if you know what I mean. Like
yeah, yeah.
the actual map feels like getting to each point, it just feels longer, and I feel like you end up just getting 100 a lot more just because you can't get back to the point quick enough.
No.
But that being said, moving on, we are going to push next, which seems again very lenient to Esperanza. And then also in week one, we did see a tie between Esperanza and New Queen Street. The thing with push is that all the maps are actually very close in the votes here, right? Like Coliseo, Esperanza, Runasapi, New Queen Street, all has been seen in both weeks.
Yeah, the push maps are much closer. I can understand wanting to play Esperanza because it probably looks a lot more straightforward in terms of what
Yeah.
works there and what doesn't compared to the other maps. It doesn't really surprise me. New Queen Street is another good example. I think there's a lot of Sojourn players as well that would really love to exploit the width of New Queen Street, because that's one of the few maps that you would say Soldier is amazing on, right? Compared to like other maps, he's just like average on, or other hit scans just beat him to it. So coming from a hit scan player, like I can totally see the appeal for New Queen Street, and it gives hit scans in general their chance to shine.
Yeah, I completely agree. Then after push, we are just gonna move over into hybrid, right? And hybrid usually used to be very Kings Row dominated, but obviously as we did see that Kings Row was absolutely eliminated from this map pool, so we're seeing an influx of Midtown now. With the
Yeah.
first week showing a bit more Blizzard World and Parisio, but then in the second week seeing no Parisio at all, and seeing
Oh.
majority of voids go to Midtown.
Yeah, it's probably because Ali Shatter it's probably because Ali Shatter won, so Dionysus took us to Blizzard World because like
Because
because yeah, they took us to Blizzard World, and because Ali Shatter didn't have the map pick, we couldn't pick Paraíso, just to like get show Paraíso some love. But to be very honest with you, I hate Paraíso, so
same. I mean,
yeah.
I'm an avid thing of like bring Kings Row back. I love Kings Row. It was nice to have a break from it, but then playing other maps, just give me Kings Row. Just give it me back.
Yeah, but do not lose hope, however, Finny, because in week one, what's happened is that even though Kings Row was not part of the map pool, we actually had a game where Kings Row was picked anyway. So both teams, well, somehow agreeing to venture out of the map pool and go for Scrims Row, as we call it as well,
Crims
endearingly.
Row, yeah. Which, by the way, guys, don't do this. It's not allowed.
Yeah, it is
Uh,
absolutely not. Stick to your given map pools, okay? I know we hate Paraíso. Some of us hate Blizzard. It's my favorite map, by the way, Blizzard World.
Is
I
it?
get
That's interesting.
Yeah, I get a lot of I get teased for that as well, but maybe it's a little bit more unwarranted than for liking Junkertown, right?
Cause I'm saying, yeah, playback, you're a freak.
I've been saying that to everyone. I'm just a freak like that. But yeah, guys, don't venture out of the map pool, please. Like, I know we love Kings
Please.
Row. Maybe
We
the
might see a
Kai.
return. We don't
Yeah,
know yet.
maybe for the playoffs, Kings Row will come back. Maybe if the Kaizen hierarchy allows it. Okay, but
Hint,
do
hint, nudge,
not.
nudge. But we also have the statistics for bans, if I'm not mistaken, Playback as well.
Yes, we do. You want to start us off on it then?
Yes. So for our tank bans, we will be seeing, if I can get this up real quick. We are going to see a lot of Diva ban here and Zarya as well. Two very solid bans, as we have seen a lot more dominance from these tanks in this league, especially Diva being one of them, right?
Yeah. Diva, Zarya, it doesn't shock me in the slightest. I mean, these are the very classic bans in ranked, as is. So also
It
very
makes
evident
sense.
that also very evident that teams don't want to face off against these two tanks because they can be so strong once they get they get even a little bit of momentum going. It can be so difficult to play against Diva and Zarya, and also Domina as of late.
Yeah, I mean, Domina came in a very dominant tank. I mean, it's in the name Domina, right?
No pun intended,
Uh,
right?
yeah, no pun intended, but she came into this very strong when she was released, almost like an insta pick every map. I remember my comp games was full of Domino unless she got banned, which I was the one banning her, by the way.
Of
Um,
course.
get rid of her. So it just surprised me that Domina is making an appearance here, because if you go against a good Domina, as it's a very new tank, it's hard to figure out what works into Domina. Um, so you definitely just want to get rid of the unknown, especially when it's like such a strong character as well coming out. It's a strong character and it's a new character, so it's like, what do I do against this? Unless you play Domina yourself, I don't know, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. No, definitely. And she is our most banned hero out of the new heroes.
Yeah,
Which is also interesting, as we will obviously get to the other new heroes soon for the different roles. But Domina, it's not a surprising ban. Like playing against that shield and her abilities in general it can definitely feel quite oppressive at times.
yeah. Do you want to kick us off with the DPS top three bans then?
Yes, sir. So for DPS, we have by a fair margin, actually,
Yeah,
the most banned hero overall has been the Cassidy. So 26 occasions where Cassidy has been banned. And to give you a little more context, the next most banned hero is Tracer with 19. So still a lot of bans. Second most banned hero, but still a fair way off of the Cassidy. It's very interesting, and I wonder why Cassidy is banned as often as he is, Finny. You
I mean,
reckon?
Cat Noon is
No.
just such a strong combination, though. Like, do you know what? Do you know when you see it, it's High Noon, and you know, bloody Cat on their team, you're running for dear life, and it's crazy to think that with High Noon now you have to as well, not just in front of you. I
Yeah.
imagine that's got a big increase. Do you know what I found like a little pattern here?
Yeah.
It's quite interesting for me to see this, because you see the Diva Zarya ban, like Zarya is a counter to Diva, and then you see the Cass Tracer ban, Cass is a counter to Tracer. It's very interesting to see like counter picks getting banned off like the most, if you know what I mean. So do you think it's more like the case of, if you've got a good Cass, you're not going to ban the Tracer, but the Tracer?
Yeah, I mean, if you have a cast player that you trust on your team to deal with the flanker role very well, then you probably don't want to use that ban on a tracer. You probably want to use it on something that will be more impactful for the team, like a different hero that will make it very annoying to play against. For
Yeah.
example, if your tank matchup will struggle against a Mauga, you probably just go and ban the Mauga instead, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
or like an Ana, for example, if the antis are a big problem, and let your Cassidy deal with the tracer.
The Tracer, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Usually you stick your Cassidy with your support lineup, 'cause that's what the Tracer's looking for, really.
Yeah.
Speaking of support into this one, we do have like quite again the similar result from the EPS line is that Anna and Lucio were like the most banned overall, really. With I think Kiriko also coming in third on that one. I mean, it's very generic bans, banning the Lucio to stop dive, brawl, anything really, because Lucio kind of fits into a lot of categories with the speed, the beat. So it makes sense to see Lucio being like the most banned.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And Ana as well, because a lot of teams, if you're running like if you're running a Maga comp or just anything in general, the antis are just so irritating for a lot of the
Mhm.
tanks. And being an ability that can really swing a fight completely in the opposite direction is no surprise. Although Lucio is like people just don't want to deal with the speed. The people sometimes feel that slowing down the pace of the game a little bit and making sure that the engages are a little bit slower, well, that's that's probably a good part of the reason teams just ban the Lucio. They're just like, look, enough of Lucio Kiriko, enough of
Yeah.
enough of this pro level backline. Uh, like,
You see it in
get that
tier
speed out of the way.
three, like get it out, get rid of it, give us something new, which is really funny to see actually. Because obviously Kiri was also most banned, but um, I want to ask you a question, Playback. Right, out of
Go for
all
it.
three roles, right, what do you think is the most important ban? Like, what do you think ban is gonna like really affect a team if one of the players that play this character gets banned? My personal opinion is your tank player is really good at this one character, and that one character gets banned. I feel like can really affect your team.
Yeah, I am definitely going to lean towards the tank a little bit because uh, a lot of compositions, oftentimes the compositions, Finny, they are built around your tank.
Yeah.
Whether you want to play a Maga brawl, a Zarya brawl, but if your Maga gets banned and you swap over to the Zarya, it is still brawl, but you're not going to play it in the same way. It's not necessarily always the same effective range, the same splits, the same angles that you're going to take. It does vary a little bit based on the kit that you have in that moment as a tank player, and that the rest of the team has as well. Um, Tank bans are just like because you only have one tank as well every map.
Exactly. Yeah. So your tank
So
is a very limited map pool, player pool. Um, Targeting the tank ban is definitely what you want. Just especially like I said with the limited hero pool. Also, like there's not a lot of tanks out there where you don't find many tank players who are very versatile in like most of them, if you know what I mean. So getting rid of some of the characters we do end up seeing quite a lot of.
yeah, because with tanks is like the majority of the time it's okay, I'm a tank. I specialize in brawl. I specialize in dive. I play poke tanks the most. Um, and that's why it's not uncommon for most teams to have at least two tank players because you want the tanks to have a hero pool that complements uh, hero pools that complement each other, right? Because if
Yeah, yeah.
so if one of the tanks gets target banned, then you know what, we have the other tank. We're gonna play this type of composition with them and run the other thing that we've practiced and still have a shot at winning the map because you know we've come prepared. We're not just expecting to play the brawl or expecting that we'll be able to play the poke. It's uh, it's definitely something that teams build around because they want to give their teams the best shot at winning with
Yeah,
even
because
with a tank ban.
if you don't prioritize your tank, it's a bit of a struggle for your team to get get anywhere really, because your tank is normally the one making the most space. So if your tank isn't the one who we're focusing on or focusing our comps around, then it's going to cause a bit of an issue, I think. But that being said, playback, that is all the statistics that we have, and I believe we have one more thing to share with these wonderful people watching.
We do. So excited. Clip of the week, isn't it, Finny?
our favorite part, I would say, of the segment. Just you get to see a bit of fun in this game, and I believe this was submitted by Redacted, and it's a video of him Ajaxing, which I believe is going to be showing on the screen now. Let's give that a watch. It's so funny to watch, you know, he's jumping in, acting like the dog bollocks, and then I'm trying to rush out, you just see, and unfortunately gets Ajax by, is it the Cass, Silver Bullet?
Yeah, I mean, it's never a good feeling to Ajax, right, Penny? Because Beat is one of the best ults in the game, and it's basically the ult that your team so heavily relies on to swing a fight around. And well, I just hope Redactor just takes it lightly, and you know, I'm sure he'll hit many more beats than he will Ajax, right?
Right, hopefully.
Yeah, so it's just it can happen to absolutely anyone, and you know, you think you have the beat in it, and like you're trying to help your team out, you die mid ultimate, it happens.
I mean, Cosmo's a player, that's all I've got to say, really.
I mean, yeah, and mind you, and all the way in T4 as well. So if all of that stuff is if the Ajaxes and stuff is happening all the way in T4, T5, then you know you T3 guys have nothing to worry about. Okay.
Exactly, nothing
It-
to worry about at
no.
all. But playback. I mean, how can these guys show us these clips? You know, like we want people to send us them. You know, we want to feature them every week, don't we? Playback.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The way to do it is go to our Discord, and there will be a location where you guys can send in your clips, and do send us your clips, please. Like, we would love to
Please.
see your moments, your funny moments, or your sick plays from your league games. Because while we're all here to obviously have fun, to win, to compete, we also wanna highlight uh, individual plays or like things that happened that were absolutely hilarious, and
Yeah.
we love bringing it to light, because at the end of the day, Overwatch is supposed to be a game where we have fun, and play it with we played with a feeling that, you know what, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna enjoy this game.
Yeah, exactly. But that being said, playback, that's everything. A 2 hour and a half stream, and we've covered
Oh,
everything.
well,
uh,
yeah, 2.5 hours. Goodness me. This is what you guys signed up for, okay? Having me and Finny on the cast just means, like, don't be
just,
surprised if it ramps up exponentially, and then we're just here all day because we're just talking about each and every single team and like what's gonna happen, and
I mean,
it's
are we hearing a 24-hour talk between me and playback?
oh
By any
god, please. I've only had 4 hours sleep last night. This is already looking dire if we get to but it's a pleasure, guys. Like, the fact that everyone, like, y'all really called for me, like, it's something I value so dearly, and I hope to bring you guys more of these podcasts with Finny, with more of the energy that we always bring. It's always a pleasure having Finny on it. Like, he makes my job easy, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much, Playback. And again, thank you guys so much. Just a reminder, you can submit these funny clips into any of our clip channels. We have a clip, we have a Kaizen Best Of channel. Clip, we would love that. Follow our socials and have a lovely day, guys. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Bye bye, guys.